Tom. Everyone can join us together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Seva Narottam Devim Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Nasra Praeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavatamashake Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Krishna Swadamo Bhagavate Dharmakanadi Visa Kalonasya Disamesha Puranakatanavita Sarvayanta Sarvahi Shri Bhagavatamishite Sarvasamrita Trudasya Anyachasya Sikra Krishna Bhagavata Vivusarvasraya Pradishari Pradishari Naratakai Prayamaya Bhagavata Krishna Shriyanga Satyagayata Kovi Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai 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 Shri Radhe Shri Goswami Ki Jai Shri Ki Jai Yasmani Ki Jai Saraswati Maharani Ki Jai. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, I think we're on page 50. Is that right? Anybody remember?
Yes.
I think we're finishing this chapter, verse 34. Who was remembering Krishna and Vrindavan. He saw remembering Krishna in Vrindavan, then he remembers Krishna in Dwarka and Mathura, and who's he speaking to? Who's speaking? To whom? Vidura. Saraswati Karamishtam Manayan Rajani Mukham Gayan Kalapadam Reme Shrina Mandana. Krishna respected the bright rays of the full moon at night, and he sang soft melodies which were decorating the group of Sakhis. Krishna enjoyed the Raslila. Commentary. Bringing joy to Radharani's face by rubbing away her perspiration with his hand, Krishna made Radharani think that she alone was his lover. God doesn't see her. He's doing a very, very intimate and personal exchange, and one would think that, oh, he's not wiping the face of any other gopi. There's 16,000 gopis here. He's only wiping the perspiration from my face, so I'm the best, I'm special. So Radharani's thinking that, but Krishna thinking it's not true. But it actually is true. So this Sanskrit term, Rajani Mukham, what does that mean, Rajani Mukham?
Rajani means moon.
Rajani means night.
Rajani.
That means night.
Mukham means
Mukham means face, face of the night. But Rajani, when you say Rajani, Raj, then it's moon, the king of the night, Rajani Raj.
Rajani Gandha, something.
That's a flower.
Flower.
Night blooming jasmine or something like that. So, as another meaning, it means the face of a lover was bright, it says in Krishna's telling. Krishna makes the face of his independent lover bright by removing the perspiration using his hands. So, like the full moon. So the idea is Krishna, because the rays of the moon are, what is the name for Sanskrit for hand? what's the name for rays of the sun or moon? Kara also. So it says that the moon is touching the face of his wife, the eastern horizon, with his moon, the western horizon with his moon rays. When the moon rises in the east, the rays cast to the west, and the west, the directions are female, I think. So. These directions are female. So the analogy is that with the Kara, with the hands of his moon rays, he's touching the face of his wife, the western direction when he rises in the east. So that's what Krishna is taking off of. The moon's hands are, but it's not the moon, who is it? It's Krishna Chandra, Shama Chandra. Shama Chandra's hands are touching the moonlight face of Chandra Mukhi Radharani. And so that's called, that chapter is called Madharam Samapaya. What does that mean?
Sweet ending.
It's a sweet ending. There's nothing sweeter than the exchange of lovers on a full moon night in spring and autumn season. So that's a nice way to end the chapter of Vrindavan Leela. With the topmost Leela, Madhurati, and the topmost lover, Radharani, and the topmost beloved Krishna. And Krishna, which is showing us what the spiritual world is made of. What's he showing us?
The spiritual world is made of prema.
Come on, that's obvious. What's he teaching us? What's the spiritual world made of? Seva! What's Krishna doing to Radharani? Seva! Wiping the perspiration off her face. He becoming a handkerchief. It's a handkerchief. Not handkerchief, handkerchief. It's a hand becoming this. So when the lover touches the beloved's face, that's very exciting and very pleasing to both parties. So that's a nice way to end this chapter. Krishna is serving Radharani. Bhagavan he's the recipient of all service. He has millions of parts and parcels and aspects and expansions of himself, but all engaged in his service. What is he himself doing? He's serving love. He's serving love personified in the form of Srimati Radharani. So this chapter is this verse and this ending of this chapter is very inspiring to Raganugiya Bhaktas for worshiping Radharani and serving Radharani, because also manjaris will wipe Radharani's face. We read in Usalamani that when Krishna is in the Kunja with Lalita and enjoying Lalita intimately, Radharani will come in and wipe the perspiration from Lalita's face. There's no envy over there. There's no jealousy. Or no, I think it's even described also Priyanarma Sakha. What is a Priyanarma Sakha?
The best friends of Krishna. Like Subhanu.
What is it called? What makes them a Priyanarma? There's 5 kinds of Sakhas. What is a Priyanarma? What are the distinguishing characteristics?
They can assist Krishna in Madhurya Rasa.
Well, I can't hear what you're saying.
He can assist Krishna and Madhurya.
Priyanarma Sakha, he has Sakhiras, he has brotherly love. He's like a brother of Krishna. But his Sakhiras is mixed with Madhurya Ras. His Rati has some adhikar, some understanding and qualification to serve Radha and Krishna's amorous pastimes. And he has the access to the Kunja when Krishna was Radharani. So Subal Sakha, who is the same complexion as Radharani, has blue eyes like Radharani also. So Krishna likes to see him in the Kunj because he reminds Krishna of Radharani. He's the color of Radharani, and skin and eyes also. So he comes in in the most intimate settings and wipes the perspiration from Krishna's face. So, yeah, he's very fortunate. So the chapter ends in a very highly evolved expression of love, because the perfection of love is seva. So that's what we see in this last verse of chapter 2, that Krishna is the perfectional form of Bhagavan, of all the forms of Bhagavan, the Sarva-avatari, the Sarvaishwarya Purna, the Sarva Shaktiman, the Supreme Kamadev is Krishna, and he's showing that I'm not above service. I'm not too big to serve. Service means humble humility. Service means submission. Service means pleasing the beloved. So Radharani is being very pleased by the personal service of Krishna. Now we'll go to a little more formal area of the spiritual world where love is a little bit diminished in sweetness, intimacy, Dwarka and Mathura. So chapter 3, Uddhava narrates, summarizes key leelas of Krishna and Dwarka to illuminate the heart of Vidura, who is missing Krishna. So it's, you can see those different verses that he read. Rumi's marriage and Rumi Harana, stealing a parijat tree and marrying different princesses by tying up a bunch of wild bulls. That's fun to do, I guess. I wouldn't do it myself, but I would run the other way. It says in Shastra, you should stay 700 meters away from animals with horns. So, bulls have horns, get out of the way, man. Bull is a bull. So look at verse 5. It says here, Priyam Prabhu Gramya Eva Priyaya Vidit Sarachad Dutaram Yadarte. You get the fan action going on here? Fly fan. Vajraduratam Sagana Vrishanda Kridam Rigo Nunam Ayam Vidunam. So Uddhava said, desiring to give Satyabhama what she wanted, like an ordinary husband, a Gramya Prabhu, Gramya Prabhu. You're a Gramya Prabhu. She's a Gramya Devi. She's a Rani. She's the queen of the house. Gramya Devi, Griha Rani. So Krishna stole the parijat tree from whom?
Indra.
Indra. And Indra, he's described as Krita Mriga. What does Mriga mean? Mriga. Ever hear Mrigari the hunter?
Yeah.
What does Ari mean?
Enemy.
Killer, enemy. What does Mriga mean? Animal. So Krita Mriga means what? What does Rasa Krita, what does Jal Krita mean? Playing in the water. So Krita means? Play. Oh, you're really smart. You're too smart. So Krita Mriga means a toy animal, play animal. So Shachi is the wife of Indra. She plays with him like a toy animal. He's a dancing animal in the hands of his wife. Watch out. Could get dangerous. So he was a plaything, this play animal, Krita Mriga. I love it. So he got really angry when Krishna stole his tree. So Indra thought that Krishna was like him. He was a plaything of Satyabhama because Satyabhama induced him to take the parijat tree. Why?
Because in one sacrifice, in Narada gifts one parijata flower to Rukmini.
Yeah, right, exactly. There was a yajna in Dwarka. The Indra, of course, Narada Muni, of course, was invited because he's a Deva Rishi. He's one of the leading rishis among the Devas. So he was flying around up there by Swargaloka. So he said, I'm going to this yajna. I should bring a gift for the chief queen of the king of Dwarka. I mean, not the king, but the Bhagavan of Dwarka. So he went to the garden and he picked a flower from the tree. So rishis, no one minds they pick a flower. Yeah, okay, take a flower. So he came down and gave it to the host. The host is Rukmini and Dwarkadish. And she put in her hair. You know how women, you know how women act.
Yes.
I got one, you don't have one. There's 16,099 of you guys, and you don't have them. I got it. So before she got the flower, her head was like this. She got the flower. The head came up like this. You're always going like this with it. Right here had a flower. So straight around, she got the flower, I didn't get the flower. Why did you give it to me? On number 2. So she was, that night when Krishna went and met Satyabhama, she said, why did you tell Nara to give me the flower? Oh, I didn't really have an idea who he's going to give it to. I said, his will. Oh, you don't love me. You're, this and that, the usual stuff. And so Krishna said, cool down, relax. I'll give you, Rukmini got a flower, I'll give you a whole tree. When next time we go to Indraloka for some function, I'll take a tree and put it in your front yard of your palace. Promise? I promise. No, Krishna, men are always forgetting their promises to their wives. Husbands always forget their promises to the wife. And when they're in the bed and so the wife said, you got to give me half your paycheck every month. Yeah, sure, okay. They bargain like that. And then the paycheck comes. He said, I have a lot of expenses. I can't give it to you. So then when they went to this Indraloka, Satyabhama reminded him, there's a parijat tree. They're on their way out. Krishna didn't say anything. They went to the party, they came out, they're going, and Krishna's real quiet. They're going by the Nandakana gardens. And Satyabhama said, hey, wait, what's that tree with the flower? That looks like parijat. Oh, I don't think so. That was parijat. Oh, but it's too late, we have to get home now. We're late, Kids are crying. There were 10 kids for each wife,
Yeah.
So the kids are crying out, No, you forgot one thing. What are you talking about? You promised. Oh, yeah. What to do? Okay. He told Druga, Roko. Druga's a rickshaw driver. The chariot driver. Druga, he said, stop. So he stopped. And Krishna went and ripped a tree. All these guys started chasing him. And then you heard about it. They rang the alarm system bell and it went off into his bedroom. Somebody stealing his flowers. He came out and fought with Krishna. So at that time he thought, my wife controls me. This Satyabhama controls Krishna. Because I know Krishna would never steal my flower on his own. He has enough respect for me. Indra, king of heaven, must be induced and instigated by his wife. So I'll teach him a lesson. So he came out to fight, but got beat up. So that's what's going on here. Because this translation says that Probably is a nice translation. I want to read it. I like the comparison thing. This is verse 6, 8, no, 5. Verse 5 of chapter 3. This is what Uddhava said. Just to please his dear wife Satyabhama, Krishna brought back a parijat tree from heaven, just as an ordinary husband would do. But Indra, the king of heaven, induced by his wife Sachi, brackets, henpecked that he was. Because Prabhupada knows all about that. He was married and his wife was always henpecking him. Ran after the Lord with full force to fight him. Indra's wives inspired him to run after Krishna to fight. You gotta let him do that, take your tree, come on, man. It's Bhagavan, I don't want to mess with him, you know. I fool around and go around with him, and I played with him when he was 7 years old. And he beat the crap out of me. My thunderbolts didn't do anything. It's only one tree, relax. You know, that's my favorite tree. Oh. Go, come on, you're a coward, you're a chicken, what kind of shelter are you? You have no right to be called the king of heaven. Go defend my dignity, defend my honor. I'm your queen, you're my Raja, go. Okay. So he runs out there. That's so funny. Indra, because he was handpicked husband and also a fool. I love Prabhupada's story. He was a fool. He listened to them and he dared to fight with Krishna. Indra was a fool on this occasion because he forgot everything belongs to Krishna. There was no fault on Krishna's part. Because taking a tree, because he owns everything. But Indra was dominated by his beautiful wives, he became a fool. Just as all persons who are dominated by their wives are generally foolish. Indra thought that Krishna was a henpecked husband who only by the will of Satyabhama, his wife, took away property of heaven. Wow. He thought that Krishna could be punished. He forgot that Krishna owns everything. Krishna is fully independent. By his will only, he can have thousands of wives like Satyabhama. He was not attached to Satyabhama because she was a beautiful wife, but he was pleased with her bhakti, wanted to reciprocate the devotion of his devotee. So that's Prabhupada's explanation. It looks like it looks like a head, but not really. I'm just acting like it because of her bhakti. I don't know about that. But Prabhupada says that we have to accept that. I doubt it. Anyway, whatever. So what? Okay, we're going here. And he killed Kalyavana, or actually Mushakunda killed him for him. And all these Kurukshetras seen, all these soldiers. And then page 62. This is interesting, very important philosophical point. Uddhava talks about disappearance of the Vrishni dynasty, which means all Krishna's associates. So what happened there? Because it's described in the, I think, 12th Canto. talks about they all went to Prabhupada Kshetra to do some yoga, and they drank a bunch of rice wine or some kind of wine, and they got intoxicated, and they started fighting with bamboo sticks, and they killed each other. Then Krishna gave up his body. Some hunter Jara shot Krishna in the foot, and gave up a body. So it was a little perplexing, because these are Nitya Siddha associates. So it was very interesting. Tattva is explained here. The commentary. So it says here on page 62. See, what happened was that when Krishna, in the 10th canto, beginning of the 10th canto, describes the birth of, oh, I forgot to turn this on. Okay, I might as well turn it off now. I didn't record a lecture. 10th canto describes the birth of Krishna. So before he was born, the Devatas were requested to take birth in the Vrishni dynasty in Krishna's family to help assist in the Leelas, and also to get the experience of Krishna's Nara Leela on the earth planet. Because they're devotees, although they're doing work as Devatas, universal controllers and managers of the universe. So Krishna always does Leela for the happiness of his devotees. So what they did is they entered the bodies of Nityasiddhas from Krishna's Loka. So Krishna's associates, Nityasiddhas from Vrindavan, Mathura, and Dwarka, they became mixed up with Devatas. Devatas mixed into them. So it's like I always use the analogy of a kangaroo with a baby. Kangaroo had a mother kangaroo, a female kangaroo has some kind of pouch on her down by her belly there, and it's like some fold of skin like a little pocket. And her baby can sit in there and sits in there and carries her around and protects her, protects the baby that way. So they were like riding, so the Devatas were riding inside Nityasiddhas. So two jivas were mixed in one body. What's another example of that in the modern world? Two jivas in one body. Not for Shastra, just everyday life. Example, two jivas mixed in one body. Ghost.
Yes.
Ghost or jiva. They have a visible body, a body made of mind. So someone's called ghostly haunted. It's a reality, it's not some joke. So it's two jivas. Sometimes I met a Bengali Ghostbuster one time. Devotees were meeting him, and he was telling them that some devotees had 10 ghosts mixed in their brain. So you have many jivas mixed in, so they take over and make you act crazy, psychotically, schizophrenia. Oftentimes these diseases are caused by other beings, sometimes by your own karma or whatever. So this is what's going on here. So jiva from heavenly planets mixed with Nityasiddha Surya Shakti of Krishna in one body. We read that Drona and Dara were mixed in Vasudeva and Devaki, Krishna and Sutapa. It's in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto. So how do they get back to the heavenly planets? For Devatas had a job to do. Indra, Varuna, they all have jobs, they all stay with Krishna as Devatas. They came down for a party, and the party's over, and had to go back. So that's being described here on page 62. The Devatas who had entered the amshas, into the forms of the Yadus, In other words, the devatas went to Nityasiddha, associates of Krishna, okay? They left Dwarka, they were living in Dwarka, they went to Pravasa Kshetra, and they're the ones that beat up each other. The Vrishnis, like Pradyumna and Samba and all, they didn't leave Dwarka. They're eternally in Dwarka. Their expansion, Amsha means expansion. Their expansions were devatas who looked exactly like Pradyumna and all those guys. They went to Pravasa Kshetra and killed each other. They gave up their body. Eternal associates remain invisible in Dwarka. That's an important point to know. So he describes it in verse 15. The dynasty of Krishna, the family of Krishna, quarreled. Their eyes were red from intoxication of liquor. It was actually some kind of wine. It wasn't like heavy whiskey or something. Some kind of rice wine is described in other commentaries. It's very mild form, but the other Kshatriyas have the adhikar, permission to drink wine. So they actually will not die, although they appear to die like others. Only when I decide that they should disappear, will they disappear spontaneously. So I'll read the commentary from BBC on this one. What verse is it?
15.
15. Won't tell. This is Prabhupada's commentary on 3rd Canto, chapter 3, verse 15. Krishna and his associates appear and disappear by the will of Krishna. They are not subject to material nature. No one can kill the family members of Krishna, nor is there any possibility of their dying a natural death caused by nature. The only way for them to disappear was to make show of a fight. It was like a drama, it was like a play. Among themselves, so-called fighting will also take place by Krishna's will. Otherwise, there will be no cause for their fighting. It's not like Modern Family. Modern Family, people are fighting each other. Can you imagine, in modern world, if 5 brothers married 1 woman, how much envy, how much jealousy, how much fighting will be going on, how much distrust, how much problem. But 5 Pandavas married 1 woman, Draupadi, and they were never jealous, never envious of each other, never fought each other. So that's the family of Krishna. They're beyond all these material contaminations, like envy, lust, greed, etc. Just like Arjuna and Gita was made to go into illusion of family affection, so that Krishna could speak the Bhagavad Gita. So similarly, the intoxication of the other dynasty, which also called Vrishnis, was made by the will of Krishna, nothing else. The devotees are completely surrendered. They're instruments in the hands of Krishna. They can be used any way Krishna wants. That's really nice commentary, Prabhupada. Pure devotees, it said, devotees of the Lord, of Krishna, never assert independent individuality. On the contrary, devotees utilize their individuality to fulfill the desires of Krishna. And this cooperation of devotees with Krishna makes a perfect scene for the Krishna's pastime. So that's the keynote, cooperation. This word cooperation was this word cooperation was one of the last words that Srila Prabhupada spoke before he left this world. Does anyone know the context? No one's ever read the biography of Prabhupada? Yes or no? No.
You want to please me?
Yes, no, yes.
I don't know.
What's she saying?
Yeah.
If you want to show me your love, you will cooperate.
Context.
Yeah. The last thing Prabhupada said before, one of the last things, was like his final wish for all his disciples. Prabhupada had about approximately a little less than 5,000 initiated disciples in 1977, November 14th. So some days before that, he spoke, if you want to show your love for me will be shown by how much you cooperate together to push on this ISKCON movement. So someone said, your love for me will be shown. So that's also true, same idea. So Prabhupada said cooperation, but his commentary had the idea that Krishna likes to see, he loves it when devotees cooperate, giving up your individuality. Individuality, what does that mean to give up your individuality?
Ego.
You read my mind, as usual. He's got Wi-Fi. I got 2 arrows, yes, 2 arrows. So what makes disharmony amongst devotees is ego. I want to do it this way. No, we should do it this way. No, my way is better. And all this ego battles. So cooperation means time to time, submission of egos. Mutual submission of egos for a higher purpose. Higher purpose is pleasing Krishna, pleasing Guru, pleasing Vaishnava. That's an important point that's being made by Prabhupada's commentary. The eyebrow wall. He's like doing his eyebrows. He's going to be a great public speaker. Okay, let's look at page 65. This talks about how Krishna gives pleasure to devotees, how Krishna pleases devotees. Okay, read the Sanskrit. 20 and 21. No, just 20.
स्निग्धस्मितावलोकेन वाचपीयूष कल्पया चरित्रेण नवद्येन निकेतेन चात्मना.
Translation.
The affectionate, smiling glances, sweet words, impeccable actions, and his beautiful form, Krishna gave pleasure to the devotees on earth and the Devatas, and particularly to the Yadavas, and showing the greatest affection for the queens by his conjugal acts at suitable times in the evening, he derived the greatest pleasure.
So Krishna is very, he's called Dear Lalita in Nectar and Bhakti Rasmita Sindhu Bhujanilmani. Is a type of hero. In Bharat Muni's Nadia Shastra, he describes 4 types of heroes. Heroic mentality, heroic behavior, heroic character. One is called Dear Lalita. Means he's very funny, he's very humorous, he's very attractive, and he's controlled by his lover. Willfully, maybe not willfully, I don't know. Anyway, the lover controlled him. So this shows some of his Dear Lalita behavior. Very flirtatious, romantic glances and eyebrow movements and smiling glances. And he captures the heart of everybody. The commentary Vishnu says, Krishna can't be attracted to Maya Shakti. He's only attracted to a spiritual Shakti called Chit Shakti. There's 4 sweet aspects of Krishna's personality. His eye glances, smiling eye glances, Sweeta Avalokanina. His words, Vacha, they're like nectar words. Piyusha means nectar. And his form is Kalpaya, Charitendriya. His form, actions, they give great pleasure to devotees, on earth and in heaven also, and especially his family members. But among all the Yadavas, among all his family members, these aspects of Krishna, his smiling glances, his nectar sweet words, his dazzling, exciting actions, indescribably beautiful form, they especially are enjoyed when he's with his wives and girlfriends, the gopis. That's nice. It's a very nice glorification of Krishna by Guru. Let's go to page 67. This is about how this whole disappearance of a dynasty came about. The Yadav dynasty, Vrishni. It says, the young boys, some of the young boys of Krishna's family, and young boys, teenage boys are really like wild. So they did, it's very popular now, what's it called, pranking. You know pranking?
Yeah.
Prank. All kinds of prank, like you tie a rope around the girl's braid and tie it to the desk behind her, you know. So she goes to get out of class and her braid's tied to the desk behind her. Whatever. Pranking. So these guys want to do a prank on the stages. Let's go goof on the stages. So if somebody put a basketball or put some ball in their belly, they went to the stage and they said, hey Rishi, it was Samba, I think it was Samba, one son of Krishna, named Samba. He said, hey Rishi, you guys can know the future. Can you tell us what kind of baby is going to be born? It's going to be a boy or a girl? You can predict. You have kind of, she called again, we heard. She said, yeah, you're gonna give birth to a ball of iron. It's going to wipe out your dynasty. Whoa. So what's the moral of the story? Don't mess with rishis. You ever heard of Rasamoni? No, watch out. So they went back home, and when they opened the belly, they didn't find a pillow inside the belly. Inside the shirt. They found a lump of iron. So Ugrasen, I believe, Ugrasen was the king. So they brought this lump of iron to the king and told him what the rishis predicted. Everyone's going to, this ball of iron is not going to give birth will wipe out our dynasty. So King Ugrasen, he's a Kshatriya, so he knows how to manage. He had that ball of iron broken up into small pieces of powdered iron, and threw it in the ocean. Get rid of it. And somehow the iron particles washed up at Pravasa Kshetra, And on the shore of the ocean, there was bamboo growing there. And the roots of the bamboo took up the iron filings. And the bamboo turned into iron. It became very like unbreakable bamboo. So when they got drunk, they broke off bamboo and broke it in half and made like a sword, impromptu makeshift sword, and they killed each other that way. So that was the result of messing with sages. That's what's being said here. The sages were being pranked by the Yadu kids, but they knew it was Krishna's will to make this dynasty disappear, so they uttered a curse. What's the word of curse? Yadu Kumaras, Kovita, Shaper, Kovita, Munia, Shaper. The Munis were Kovita. What's Baba? Anger room. The hot room. When your queen gets hot, you put her in a cool down. Lock her in the anger room for 5 days every month. Cope on. You say to your wife, listen, Ronnie, I can't cope with you. This time of month is too crazy. So I'm locking you up in the Cope Baba anger room. I'll give you meals, don't worry. Lots of sweets and stuff. So let's see what else we have here. Next verse. So then there was an expanded form, illusory form of Krishna's associates that went to Pravasa stage on chariots. The original eternal associates of Krishna stayed in Dwarka, but they're invisible to the local people. Their going to Dwarka was action of Deva Mohita. This is Yogamaya. So the Deva portions of the Vrishnis became bewildered and went to Prabhas. There's some commentary by BBT. By Prabhupada. You can look at that. She's so big. So he lives in barbells. He's 5 kilos. Maybe more, I don't know. They fly through the day. Hey, go in the Rasvila, Bhagavatam, everything going on at one time. I'll move it over there. Oh, God. You have to lift weights if you have a pick of the body. The cursing of the sages, of the princes of the Yadu dynasty, was another Leela of Krishna, to make a show of anger. One should therefore take great care and attention not to go into offense at the feet of devotees, thinking that the sages got angry because their uncontrolled senses or something. They got angry because that's what Krishna wanted them to do. He wanted them to get angry. It was all Krishna's will. It's going by his Yogamaya potency. So there's no discrepancy, no fault, no dosh, no fault in the behavior. They're all rishis, they're all devotees living in Dwarka, devotees of Krishna. So this is translation to text 25. Bewildered by Krishna, all the descendants of Vrishni, Bodhi, and Andhika, who are all expansions were all forms of devatas, went to Prabhas. Those who were eternal Nitya associates of Krishna did not leave but stayed in Dwarka. That's pretty cool. Okay, now let's go on. Okay, now we'll look at next verse here. I'm going to leave that one here. Let's see you move around. Oh, got some common sense. This one might have a kill, this one might think you. Okay. So, look at verse 27. It tells what they did when they went to this holy place. They did a yagya, and there were many Brahmins there, and the kings of the princes of the Yadav dynasty, all the devatas that appeared there. They gave cherries to the Brahmins. So they gave skins. What does that mean? See, the verse says they gave skins.
Yes, sir.
Deer skin.
What kind? Tiger skin? What are they?
Possible.
Skins.
What they gave?
In the woolen clothes.
It says skins. I can read it. I know.
Yes,
I'm asking why they gave, what kind of skins they gave.
Deer skin.
Deer skin.
Why?
Tiger skin. Meditation.
Can you tell me, describe the asana that Krishna describes in Gita. The yogis should sit on asana. What?
Kusha.
There's three parts of the asana.
Kusha.
What's on the bottom?
Kusha.
Kusha.
Kusa grass. What's the next layer? It's like a Russian cake, you know. What's the second asana?
Deer skin.
Deer skin. What's the third one?
Tiger skin.
Wool.
Wool.
There's just a little point there. You may want a skin, or demon skin, or alligator skin, or crocodile. So the commentary on verse 28 says, the Devata portions separated from the others who are eternal associates return to Swargaloka. This act indicates Krishna's sixth Aishwarya, which is Vairagya, detachment. What's that verse about? Six Aishwaryas of Krishna.
ऐश्वर्यस्य समग्रस्य वीर्यस्य च शस्त्रिय ज्ञानं वैराग्यस्य व सन्नं
Jnana Vairagya. There's six qualities that distinguish Krishna as Krishna. One is Vairagya. So he shows detachment by detaching all the devatas from the eternal associates. Okay, so why he did that, Vishnu says, by hiding the glories of his devotees, Bhakti, his holy Dhamma, his Lila and associates, Krishna deceived materialistic people and produced longing in his devotees. So materialistic people say all the Yadavas died like ordinary people. That's how he deceives. But Krishna, the situation is different. So now we do chapter 4. This describes the departure of Uddhava. When Uddhava was hearing where did Uddhava hear the 11th canto of Uddhava Gita? Hear my question? What's my question? Where did Uddhava hear the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is called Uddhava Gita? To hear it in Naimisharanya, to hear it Sukrata, to hear it Hardwar, to hear it Dwarka? No.
On the banks of Saraswati River.
Here on the banks of Saraswati River in Prabhasa Kshetra, because it flowed through there one. Who is there with him?
Maitreya.
Maitreya. So in Prabhasa Kshetra, Krishna went there, all the Yadavas went there, Uddhava went, because Uddhava, where was Uddhava coming from? Dwarka. Uddhava came from Mathura to visit the gopis, went back to Mathura. Everyone in Mathura was transferred to where?
Dwarka.
So Uddhava was also there. So when all the residents of Dwarka went to Prabhasa, everybody went except a small contingent of soldiers to protect the, Dwarka Vasis and the queens. So Uddhava went to Prabhasa Kshetra. Maitreya Muni was fasting through. He went there also. And Krishna was there. Krishna gave up his body, everybody gave up their body. But Maitreya didn't. He was a wandering sage, he wandered. And Uddhava didn't. Why didn't Uddhava give up his body like every other Yadu? Uddhava is also a Yadu. His father was the brother of Vasudeva. Why didn't Uddhava give his body a Prabhasa Kshetra like every other Yadava?
Bhagavatam, he teaches Bhagavatam.
Because at Prabhasa Kshetra, Krishna taught Uddhava what? 11th canto of Bhagavatam. And Krishna then told him, now take these teachings, I want these teachings spread throughout the world. So take these teachings, go to Badrika Ashram and meet Narayana Rishi and all the sages and rishis there and tell them the teaching of 11th canto. That's why in 11th canto you find a description of Narayana Rishi at Badrika Ashram. But Badrinath is one of the 4 holy dhams of India. What are the 4 holy dhams of India?
Badrinath, Dwarka.
Badrinath in the north. What's south?
South is Rameshwaram.
Rameshwaram. What's east?
Jagannath Puri.
What's west?
Dwarka.
Dwarka. So Krishna spoke the knowledge of Bhagavatam, which is a summary and expansion of Gita he spoke to Arjuna. It's based same teaching and more elaborate teaching. So Krishna, this is the final message of Krishna for humanity. Because Bhagavatam, because people were at sages in the Misharanya, were asking questions. Now Krishna left the world. Where will we find the light of knowledge? So what did Shuddha Goswami say?
Bhagavatam.
Krishna.
Svadha Mokagate Dharma Jnana Divisraha.
Krishna, everybody knows the verse. Shuddha Goswami replied to the sages, Krishna Svadha Mokagate Dharma Jnana Divisraha. This prana is like the sun. Arka means sun, konark, sun. Puran arka denodita. This Puran is like arka, Puran arka denodita. Udita means light, rising. Duna means light, like Duni. Duni means fire. Duni and Deepam. So it's like a bright, brilliant light, like sunshine, to illuminate the world with transcendental wisdom. The 11th canto is an important part of that transcendental wisdom that was spoken. So this chapter we're going to hear, Maitreya enters the scene and speaks some katha. They heard from Krishna directly. Uddhava heard the katha, and Maitreya Muni heard the katha also at Prabhasa Kshetra. That's a little background. Okay? So you always have, because when you read Bhagavatam, you always have to have floating in your mind, where are we? Who's speaking? What time is it? What's the time frame? is now, is then, is this yuga, that yuga. Well, what yuga are we in? I will read about Prahlad Maharaj. Is that Kali Yuga? What yuga is that? What?
Satya.
Speak with conviction, or don't know, then don't say anything. Satya Yuga. So that means it's not 5,000 years ago like the 10th Canto. So it's like the first, second Canto, or 5,000 years ago. It's millions of years ago, 7th Canto. So this is, you have to keep track of what's going on, otherwise you can't really get the full understanding and full depth of the whole teaching of the Bhagavatam. Who, what, when, where, why, how. So where did Uddhava leave his body? Where did Uddhava leave his body? Did you read chapter 4 or what? Okay, that's a problem. What's wrong? No homework doing, acha. Hey, who read chapter 4? Raise your pinky finger. Lift go down hill with your pinky finger.
I read only chapter 3. I didn't know chapter 4.
Glories to you. Okay, kids. What time is it?
4:15.
4:15. Okay. This is interesting translation. Read the Sanskrit, Gopalji.
Uddhava vacha atatteta anugnata bhuntva pitva cha varunim taya vibhramshita jnana duruktair marma pasprushu.
Okay, read translation.
Uddhava said, then taking the permission of Krishna, they ate and drank wine. Losing their intelligence by the wine, they touched each other's vulnerable spots with harsh words.
Marma means points, means places, means spots. What does it mean, vulnerable spots?
Ego.
Generally, the word, the context is called syntax. How a word is used, right words should be used in the right place. It's called syntax in English. So the use of this word, vulnerable spot, usually means the genitals. But it actually means the heart. Mar means the heart. Because I have another translation here, which I'll read. Someone said ego, it's like, it can be like that, you can say it, but the word doesn't mean ego, it means heart. One of the meanings in Sanskrit is heart. So, what verse number is that?
341.
Here's Prabhupada's translation, which is much more clear. I really like to have different books to read, just get it. If you just read that, you get a little confused. I just want to point out that it's good to, because Bhagavatam is our life and soul. Or Chaitanya heard every day and night, nighttime and day, you hear Bhagavatam. 10th Canto at night, Gopi Leelas from 10th Canto at night, and the whole Bhagavatam in the daytime. So it's our life and soul, it's our giver of prema, it's our giver of everything, it's perfect, it's powerful, it's blissful. So everyone should have 2 or 3 Bhagavatams. So you have to compare and contrast. So everyone has Prabhupada, everyone now has 2. We have Vishnu's commentary translated by Bhanu, we have Prabhupada's commentary, BBT. And I have what do you call it, Gita Press, English. But I won't tell you to get that yet. If you want it. It's not much, mostly these 2 are good enough. But because, you read that, what, vulnerable spot? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So this is his translation. word, because Prabhupada says word for word also. There's all the Vrishni and Bhoja, family members of Krishna, took prasad, drank liquor made of rice. So that's in the commentary of Jiva Goswami. So Prabhupada's incorporated in the translation. It just says, Budva Pitva Varuna. Pitva means drink. Like Charamrita, we say Pitva. Pitva means drink. And Varuni means burning beverage. It means, burning beverage means made from honey of trees, basically. So honey and rice mixed together. So it's not high alcohol content. How much percentage of alcohol is in wine? 12%. Look at your Ayurvedic medicine. Or you low asavawalis. You're down your bottles of low asa. Asa means wine. Arista means wine. So every month you're down a couple bottles of that stuff. to ease your headache. Okay, okay, I'm doing okay. I don't feel so bad. It's Ayurvedic. Medicinal purposes only. So there's, because whiskey and all that kind of vodka and gin, for you guys over there, that's 90% alcohol, 89, 90% like, just smell it, you go crazy, you know. So it wasn't very heavy. So he said they drank, they all became delirious and bereft of knowledge, and they touched the core of each other's hearts with harsh words. So do means bad, Strisha means touch, Mar means heart. So that's just some point of clarification. If you had done your homework, it's a big if, and you read that, you would have said, what's this vulnerable parts? You guys are caught red-handed. Okay, look at this verse 3. Read the last part of paragraph, Gopal. Verse, page 72. The Yadavas. The Yadavas, such as Pradyumna. 72.
Yes, good.
Yeah. The Yadavas, such as Pradyumna. Come on, can you read it?
Sixth class.
Huh?
Sixth class.
Okay.
Middle of
Yeah.
the other ones.
Yes, good.
Joseph.
The Yadavas such as Pradyumna, who are eternal associates in his pastimes, actually remained in Dwaraka. The Devatas who had entered into various Yadavas, separating themselves from those Yadavas, came to Prabhasa in those separate forms. Ate, drank wine, and with the Lord's permission, Krishna's permission, returned to Swarga. This is the meaning of Tad Anugnyata, mentioned in the first verse. They took his permission and returned to their abodes in Swarga.
I read the last paragraph on 73.
Because the Yadavas are eternal associates of Krishna, they will never be destroyed. And even the continuing posts of the Devatas such as Guha, who had entered into Shamba, and others should not be destroyed. Thus the whole Maushala pastime is illusory. Though it is illusory, since it is included in the pastimes of Krishna, it is accepted by the inconceivable Yogamaya and is eternal, existing even in the absence of the material creation.
This term Moshal Leela is the Leela describing Krishna's disappearance. Moshal means a club made of special kind of iron called moshal. So that bamboo turned into that kind of moshal, and they knocked each other off with that club. So that's what it's saying. Okay, let's go on. So everyone has a good understanding now that these Davids is mixed up with the Yadavas and all that. Look at page 76, verse 9. Maitreya suddenly came to that famous place. What's the famous place he came to? Verse 9, I have a question. Page 76, it's so hard to find. He came to a famous place. What is it? What's the name of that famous place? I want to see you guys are awake or sleeping or what. Pravasa Kshetra, outside of Dwarka. Uddhava went there, Maitreya went there, Krishna was there. This verse is setting the stage. So the next text it says, Krishna spoke to Maitreya, who was attentively listening. His head was bowed out of love and joy, while glancing at Uddhava with affection and smiling. Thus relieved me of fatigue. So that's very interesting. Let's see what BBT says here. Oh, it's very nice. What's the text?
14.
Text 9. Prabhupada's translation is very nice. This is Prabhupada's translation from commentary, verse number 3rd Canto, chapter 4, verse 9. At that time, after traveling many parts of India, Maitreya, who was a great Krishna Bhakta and a friend and well-wisher of Vyasadeva, reached that spot out of his own will. Maitreya was the disciple of Maharishi Parasara. Who's Parasara? Father of Vyasadeva. Thus, Vyasadeva and Maitreya were friends and mutual well-wishers. By some fortunate accident, Maitreya reached Prabhas, where Krishna was resting. To meet Krishna is not an ordinary event. Maitreya was a great sage and learned scholar philosopher, but he was not a Shuddha Bhakta of Krishna. Therefore, his meeting with Krishna at that time was due to some unknown devotional piety that he acquired. Pure devotees are always engaged in pure devotional actions. Therefore, their meeting with Krishna is natural. But those who are not up to that standard, meet the Lord due to some unforeseen fortune, accidental devotional service. That's kind of BBT, Bhakti Thakur. He calls it Goddess Sukriti. Bhakti is never Sukriti. Bhakti is Bhakti. That's anyway, going to argue that point. But that's what our Shastra tells. Bhakti is Bhakti always is the result of more Bhakti, and the result of initial Bhakti, preliminary Bhakti for a fortunate soul as he meets the devotee or she meets the devotee. Okay, let's go to page. Let's look at the purport on page 78. So Krishna is speaking to Maitreya at Prabhasa Kshetra. He said, I know what you're desiring. I will give you something very rare and special. Because you worship me with Brahma and the Vasus, and you had a desire to attain me, although you were not a bhakta. Because in your prior life, you were a vasu. You were taking part in the second. Vasu is a ruler of the world, assisting the Brahma in maintaining the creational, about eight vasus. So I was worshipped by you, which is that actually this vasu entered into the Nitya Siddha Uddhava. Even though Uddhava was Nitya Siddha, here he's revealed as a sadhana siddha, along Maitreya, to protect the secret of eternal pastime. Some say that the eternal Uddhava stayed in Dwarka. The Uddhava who came to Pravasa Kshetra was Vasu. That's really, it really gets complicated, these guys. Because maybe Uddhava died there. No, Uddhava went to Patrikashram and died. They gave his body, or went in his self-same body, but I don't really know the details. So now Krishna speaks to Maitreya and tells him that you're a Vasu. And now and then your buddy, your Uddhava, is also a Vasu. The real Uddhava is back there in Dwarka. The real me is back there in Dwarka. There's expanded me here for Madan. You're like, wow, what's going on? So now Krishna turns his attention to Uddhava. This is your last birth. At this birth you attain my mercy. You're in great devotion. In Parasa Kshetra you have seen me. Now I'm going to go to this world and go to Vaikuntha. So let's see what the BBT says here. Being Prabhupada, I should say. I love these bhajans. There's so much bhakti in these bhajans.
Holy bhajans.
That's right, you just feel it. You just feel it, bhakti. You don't know what they're saying. That's cool. The whole ambience and the sound of the dolak the voice is very soothing to the soul. I had a good voice also. This is Prabhupada's commentary on verse number 12. When a person has full knowledge of Krishna, he can be known as a perfect living entity in a liberated state. Such a person can go to the spiritual world. Whoever was fortunate to see Krishna in Parasa Kshetra and receive Krishna's permission to enter Vaikuntha. Krishna is everywhere at all times. His appearance and disappearance are merely experienced by the inhabitants of a particular universe. He is just like the sun. What's the verse from Gita? 4th chapter, verse 8 maybe. I'm not sure. 4:8, I don't know. It says Krishna everywhere. So this tabyam, something like that. I manifest myself. No, that's 725. It's 4th chapter. What's 4:8? Anyway, look at that. I'll keep reading. No, what's 4:8? I'm asking for. No, that's verse 748. Yeah. There's a verse that Krishna everywhere. The time that Krishna comes down, he's already here, he just comes out of the woodwork. No.
Mama Maya.
This one. Ajopisanna Vyayatma Bhutanam Vishwaropisan. Prakritim 4:6.
4:6.
Prakritim Swamadhishtaya Sambhavam Atmamaya.
Atmamaya, Mamaya.
Yavamaya.
Sambhavam Atmamaya.
It's a very important verse of Gita. You're supposed to read Gita every day. I thought it was 4:8. I know my hard drive's dusty. It was 4:6. What's the sentence again?
Ajopi sanna vyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavam atmamayaya.
So this is a very important verse that Krishna, because everyone thinks Krishna left the planet 5,000 years ago. But he's right here, everywhere. He can, and by his Abhamaya, by his Yogamaya potency, he can appear anywhere to anyone. He just come out, like he's still in Vrindavan, he just come out. Where is the translation?
Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all, Master of all living entities, by my internal energy, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form.
Yeah, that's one translation. There are other translations. But this is the point that Prabhupada is explaining. The meaning of this verse is this. Krishna is everywhere at all times. Like right now he's in Moscow. He's in Croatia. He's in London. He's anywhere. He's in Moldova. We say, you want to find Krishna, you come to Vrindavan. He can just come right out of the tree and show himself to you. Just like the Sringadev appeared out of a column, South India. So he's everywhere at all times. He's just like the sun. The sun, you see the sun sets, but does it really set? The earth is turning away from the sun. The sun is there. So when we turn a little more, we see the sun. So Krishna is always like the sun. If we turn our face, we'll see him. Our face has to be turned, our face has to be pure. With pure bhakti, we can see Krishna. Premanjana Charita Bhakti Lochanena. Our heart is full of pure love for Krishna. We can see him everywhere, anywhere. 6:30 of Gita. Yamam Pasti Sarvatra. Vola.
Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvajamai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati.
One who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me. I never lost him and he's never lost to me. He's at 6:30. So he's making, Krishna making this point to Uddhava. I'm everywhere, you'll see me. Because Uddhava's afraid Krishna will leave. I'll be so unhappy I won't see him. I'll cry and feel separation. Krishna said, I'm everywhere, you can see me anytime. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It's only our experience. Just the same way, Krishna is simultaneously in the spiritual world, everywhere, within and without. Beautiful commentary. Prabhupada's nice commentary. Very good English. Good editing. Okay. Oh, wow. It's a very long purport here. Verse number 16. About Krishna's contradictions. Tera Bhagavan. Why is he crooked? Why? There's a contradiction verse. You don't do anything but you do something. You don't take birth but you're born. Your time itself, but you run away in time. You're not afraid, but you're hiding in the middle of the ocean from enemies. You're Atmaram, you're self-satisfied, but you're jumping on your wives. You're drilling your wives. wise men and Russians get bewildered by this.
So wise.
The intelligence, the D means intelligence, D vidam, iha, here T means gets just bewildered by this. Read page 81, Gopal, it's your chance to read now. Many pastimes.
Many pastimes are contrary to logic. I am now asking about this in 2 verses. You are without action, yet you perform actions such as lifting Govardhan. Actions of creation of the universe are not included since it is done directly by Maya and the Gunas. You are indirectly involved. Your Swarupa does not contact matter. Thus, when the Shrutis describe you as having no action, there is no contradiction if action refers to the creation of the material world. Nishkalam Nishkriyam Shantam Niravadyam Niranjanam. The Lord is without parts, without action. Yes. Krishna is without parts, without action, peaceful, without fault and without blemish. But activities such as lifting Govardhan are performed by your Swarupa. This is a contradiction to your quality of non-action. This is my doubt. Another meaning can be taken here. You are the human form of the Supreme Brahman. In human form, you perform unlimited spiritual actions. But in the form as Brahman, there is no material or spiritual action. This is derived from conventional meaning of Brahman. One cannot say that Brahman is the Swarupa with no qualities and Bhagavan is the Swarupa with qualities. That there are different Brahmans. Since there are not 2 Brahmans, thus there is doubt. This is expressed in the 6th canto. You take birth. You take birth, though you have no birth. Though you are the form of time itself, you flee out of fear of enemies like Jarasandha and take shelter of a fort in the sea. Though you enjoy in yourself with thousands of women, you are engaged in household life with performance of rites for Devatas and Pitrus. You are attracted to these things, though you enjoy in yourself. By enjoying with Rukmini and others, you do not destroy your status as self-enjoying, because they are all expansions of yourself. That I know. Therefore, I have used the word ashrama. That part is contradictory. The intelligence of the wise people is perplexed by such contradiction. It cannot be said that non-action, no birth, being the form of time, and being self-enjoyer are the true aspects, and that actions, birth, fear, and accepting household life are imitations only. Otherwise, it would not be said that the intelligence of the wise becomes perplexed. The wise would know these are imitations and not actual, and thus would not be perplexed. It could be said that when Krishna is described as having no activity, material actions are excluded, but not spiritual actions. Then with that knowledge, why should the wise be perplexed? With the knowledge that Brahman is without action and Bhagavan is without knowledge, where would be the
Without knowledge.
Where would be the perplexity? What is implied here is that anyone who says that Krishna's actions are imitations, or that non-action means spiritual action and non-birth means spiritual birth, or the Brahman is non-active and Bhagavan is active, then thus not perplexed in intelligence is actually not wise.
We're all stupid. We're all dumb.
Krishna himself says, Name vidusaragana prabhavam namashaya. Even the Devatas headed by Brahma and the great sages headed by Vyasa do not know my excellent birth. Bhishma also says, O king, no one can understand the plan of Krishna because even those engaged in reasoning and scripture are bewildered by that inquiry.
Amen. There you go. Contradiction Bhagavan Ki Jai. Keep you guessing. Basic answer is verse 19. Commentary, Krishna. It's all Achintya Shakti, according to Rupa Goswami Bhagavatam, page 84, verse 19, chapter 4. The inconceivable energy, Achintya Shakti of Krishna, is the cause of Krishna Leela. Whenever Krishna desires, his inconceivable energy acts. So don't try to figure it out. So now text 21, Uddhava speaks to Vidura. O Vidura, joyous because of having Krishna's darshan, but pained by separation from him, I will now go to Badrikashram. But where is he leaving from? Huh?
He's telling to Vidura.
Who is speaking to Vidura?
In Prakasa.
Because Buddha was speaking, Krishna speaking, Sukadeva Goswami speaking, text 23, Sukadeva, because don't forget the whole thing is Sukadeva talking, the overriding conversation, the whole Bhagavatam is Sukadeva speaking to Maharaj Krishna. So we wonder, where's Sukadeva all this? Oh, that's Sukadeva. Sukadeva said, oh, hi Sukadeva, I forgot about you. I was in Purvasasatra. Oh, now I'm at Sukartal. And now we're not for Sugar. Oh, God. Forever. So now, Vidura speaks to the Buddha is much younger than Vidura, but he was so knowledgeable that Vidura surrenders to Uddhava. What is verse 26? This is very interesting. Who is Uddhava speaking to?
Vidura.
Vidura.
Okay. But what does this mean? I'm saying Vidura. So he's introducing Maitreya. He's telling us to speak to Maitreya. Okay. So 26. I have a commentary I want to read. BBT Srila Prabhupada. Buddha said, you may take lessons from the great learned sage Maitreya, who is nearby and who is worshipful for reception of transcendental knowledge. He was directly instructed by Krishna where? Okay, you guys shut up now. You're fired up, you're ready for action. when he was about to quit the world. The commentary by Prabhupada, the whole verse, what is the subject of the verse? What is one important subject?
Of this verse, Guru?
The subject of this verse is about behavior, about etiquette. It's called Vaishnava Sadachar. This is verse 3rd Canto, chapter, was it 4?
Chapter 4, verse 26.
Chapter 4, verse 26 is about behavior. Because Uddhava was instructing Vidura, who's quite older than Uddhava, to go see Maitreya, and he'll get knowledge from Maitreya. Why doesn't Uddhava give? Because Uddhava feels shy. Vidura is older than him, so an older person always respected. No one knows more than Uddhava. He's Brihaspati Sakshat. He learned directly from Brihaspati, the guru of the Devatas, and he learned from Krishna. But he's advising him, he could speak to him, but he's not going to. He's telling him to go see Maitreya. So it's about, what is the Sanskrit word for conduct and behavior?
Sadachara.
What's another word related to Ram?
Maryada.
Maryada. The Chaitanya Charitamrita and Antya Lord Chaitanya says Maryada Langana Mana Ati Krod. What does that mean?
That the mind of Sri Chaitanya becomes angry if
Lord Chaitanya himself is speaking. Maybe it's Raghunath Das, I'm not sure. Maybe Antya.
Jagannath Pandit, because he instructs Sanatana Goswami.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's the context. Jagannath Pandit, who's quite young Pandit, eternal associate of Mahaprabhu, he was in Jagannath Puri. He gave instruction to Sanatana Goswami, who was senior by age and learning and every which way. He was a minister of the king. He was a very exalted personality. And he gave him instruction, and Lord Chaitanya heard that. He told Jagannath Pandit, he said, when I see someone breaking etiquette or misbehaving as a Vaishnava, my mind becomes angry. I become very ati-krod. Man, ati-krod. My mind becomes very angry. So behavior is the ornament of a Vaishnava. Sadhubhushanam. Sadhubhushanam. The behavior of a sadhu is an ornament. So Uddhava was instructing him, listen, Vidura, you're here, I just heard everything from Krishna, but you should go meet Maitreya. You'll receive transcendental wisdom from him. So now Prabhupada's commentary is a very good reminder of his principal behavior. Although one may be well versed in transcendental and bhakti tattva, one should be careful about the offense of Maryada Vyatikrama, which means surpassing a great personality. According to Shastra rule, one should be very careful transgressing Maryada Krama, because by doing so one can lose the duration of life, his wealth, fame, punya, and blessings. To be well versed in transcendental science necessitates awareness of the techniques of spiritual science. Uddhava was well aware of all these technicalities of transcendental science. Therefore, he advised Vidura to approach Maitreya Rishi to receive transcendental knowledge. Vidura, however, wanted to accept Uddhava as his spiritual master. But Uddhava did not accept the post because Vidura was as old as Uddhava's father. Therefore, Uddhava could not accept him as a disciple, especially when Maitreya was present nearby. The rule is that the presence of a higher personality One should not be very eager to impart instruction, even if one is competent and well-versed. There's a verse in Hari Bhakti Vilas by San Goswami. It says that one is a guru, is acting as a guru, but there's more elevated gurus in the area where he lives, or she lives. That person who's a guru should recommend that candidate or that eager, inquiring student to go meet those other gurus and take initiation from them or meet them. Generally I do that. People come to me for initiation. I tell them you should go here and go there and go north, south, east, west. I give the names of people because that's the etiquette. I say if you go to all those people and you haven't gotten success, then you come back. Usually no one comes back. So I basically keeps it peaceful. But this is being described here by Prabhupada. Whoever decided to send an elderly person to Vidura, like Vidura to Maitreya, another elderly sadhu. Since both Uddhava and Maitreya were directly instructed by the Lord, both had the authority to become spiritual masters of Vidura or anyone else. But Maitreya, being elderly, had the first claim to become a guru, especially for Vidura. One should not be eager to become a guru for the sake of profit and fame. One should become a guru only to serve Krishna. Krishna never tolerates breaking of Maryada. One should never pass over the honor due to an elderly spiritual master in the interest of one's own personal gain and fame. Impertinence on the part if a guru initiates someone, there's someone else around, it's called impertinent. That's what Prabhupada said. That's a nice point. Because there's so many layers of teachings in the Bhagavatam. There's a storyline, and then there's between the lines story, the intended meaning, the direct meaning. There's different meanings of each verse. There's the intended meaning, the implied meaning, direct meaning, indirect meaning. So it's very difficult to understand Shastra. That's why there's so many commentaries. So this verse, you just read it, what is it, verse 26? You just read it, you think it's about just some instruction. You don't get the underlying intention. He said, Vidura, you should get the spiritual knowledge from Maitreya. Okay, it's this plot. It's the plot of the story. It's some instruction. Maybe you thought I was going to teach you, but I'm not going to teach you. I'm directing to where you get taught. They give a definition of intelligent person. It's a very nice definition. Intelligent person is someone who knows the answer or knows how to find the answer. So nowadays, intelligent person is this. He can give you the answer, or he tells you to look it up on Google. Like sometimes people ask me questions. I say, I don't know the answer, but go to this person, he can answer it. Because I know that this person has full knowledge of the subject you're interested in. So that's the sign of a truly intelligent person. The person will answer what he knows, what he doesn't know. The sign of an intelligent person is one who knows the answer, knows where to find the answer. And once Prabhupada was challenged in the old days. I said, on the sidewalk. He was asked about the universe. He said, you're the guru, you're a spiritual master, so you must know all about the structure of the universe. He asked a very detailed question. about the structure of the universe, the planetary system, called cosmology, astronomy. Prabhupada said, yeah, he said, I can't answer that, but you can find the answer in the 5th canto. So at that time, Prabhupada said, described this point, that you either know the answer or know where to find it. Both ways it proves you're an intelligent person. So we should try to be this kind of intelligent person. You know the answer, or you know where to find it. So now you search Google, you know. Okay, let's go on. 4, 6, Krishna everywhere. Very important. So 27, Guru spent the night on the bank of Yamuna, then departed. Yamuna, where is Sudha now? I get by. That's not saying where are we, you know. Look at verse 27. What does it say here? So in the bank of Yamuna. Where I got to Yamuna. Let's try to put this all together. So now, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, we've all been reading the same book and trying to follow the place and situation. So I understand Krishna went to Prabhasa, Uddha went to Prabhasa, Maitreya Muni went to Prabhasa. And Krishna spoke the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, Maitreya Muni heard it, and Uddha heard it. Krishna left the body, left some illusory body, went to Vrindavan, went to go to Vrindavan, Dwarka, whatever. And Maitreya left there, and came back to East India, came back to UP side. Uddha left for us and came back to UP on his way to where? Badrikashram. So on the way, Uddha stopped by the bank of the Yamuna in Gurugram. And by chance, so now when it's saying spent the night on the bank of the Yamuna, it means the Gurugram. And so now where did Vidura meet Maitreya? That we have to find out. That'll be in this chapter. So we agree on it. We agree where we are and where we are. Okay. Otherwise, you get a little tripped up there. So let's see a commentary in Prabhupada's book here. It's a very nice commentary. What's that now? I'll just read his commentary and we'll end here on verse number 27. So next week for next Saturday, you read chapter 4, 5, and you finish chapter 4, it's almost done. It's about done. You finish chapter 4, read 5 and 6 and 7. 5, 6, and 7. Finish chapter 4. So let me see this. Anybody has a pen? Anybody have a pen? I have 2 more minutes to close. So this commentary of Srila Prabhupada on 3rd Canto, chapter 4 is very nice. The word in this verse you see, I'll read the Sanskrit, Gopal. Verse 27.
Sri Shukovacha Iti saha vidurena vishwamurter gunakataya sudaya plavito ruthapaha kshanam iva puline yamasvasustam samushita aupagavir nishamta togat.
The translation.
Sukadev said, removing his great pain by conversing about the sweet qualities of Krishna with Vidura, Uddhava spent the night, which passed like a moment, on bank of Yamuna, and then departed in the morning.
Commentary by Srila Prabhupada. In this verse 9.1, you see the word Vishwamurti. Both Uddhava and Vidura had great affection or great affliction because of Krishna's departure. And the more they talked about Krishna's transcendental name and fame and qualities, the more the picture of Krishna became visible to them everywhere. Such visualization of the transcendental form of Krishna is neither false nor imaginary. It is a factual, absolute truth. When Krishna is perceived as a Vishwamurti, it is not that he loses his personality or transcendental eternal form. He becomes visible in the same form everywhere. The important point we should understand in this verse is about the power of visualization. Well, two things are happening in this commentary related to this verse. The Vidura and Uddhava were both devotees of Krishna. And Krishna has left the planet now. And they're both very sad and very, very upset and distraught and crying and very, so to ease each other's pain, they're talking Harikatha. They're talking Harikatha to each other. Dum, 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 dum. And Prabhupada explained that they're talking about Krishna's name and form and qualities and pastimes. And because of that, by speaking about Harikatha, they're seeing Krishna. So it means that reading about Krishna, hearing about Krishna's Leelas, gives you the sight of Krishna. So because they were talking about Krishna, or reading, if you're reading about Krishna, Krishna became visible to them everywhere. Such visualization of Krishna's form, the main point of purport is by reading Leela books, go into the Amrita, and deeply meditate, you can have darshan of Krishna. You have visualization of Krishna in the book itself. That's right. But Vishwamurti means what? What does Vishwa mean? Universe means everywhere. Where is the universe?
Everywhere.
So that means Murti means what? So it means the form of Krishna is everywhere. So it's everywhere. How can I pull it out and see it? How can I see it? How can I have darshan of it? What's the answer? By hearing about Krishna, meditating Krishna, reading Krishna, and trying to visualize it. Because they were visualizing it by this process of Harikatha Shravan. By Harikatha Shravan, they'd be able to hear it. So what's that verse? And that Bhakti Sri Sindhu, Asa Sri Krishna Namadi. By doing seva to Krishna, hearing and chanting about Krishna, then Krishna gets worthy, gives a vision of himself. So this should be a very important point. At some point we'll read about Krishna's Leela, like we're meditating on the Srupa, our own Srupa. We're meditating on Guru's Srupa. We keep meditating, we read descriptions of it in the books about Krishna's form or his form. Eventually we'll see it. So we'll end on that note. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.